Joining me now to talk about China's impact in Latin America is Margaret Myers. She's the director of the Asia and Latin America program at the Inter-American Dialogue, a US-based think tank. Thanks so much for joining us, Margaret. Now, Beijing is now South America's largest trading partner with Chinese trade. The region's expected to double by 2035, reaching more than 700 billion. Tell us about the history of Chinese influence and how it became such a strategic player.
Well, China really entered the region with a renewed interest in the mid-1990s, motivated by a number of the factors just mentioned in your reporting. An interest in acquiring raw materials, specifically energy-related materials, agricultural goods that are supportive of China's energy and security and food security objectives. Also, expanding China's export markets into the region. At that point in time, China was exporting a wide range of lower value-added goods, and now is, exporting a very, very wide range of extremely high value-added goods and innovative products and services. And also at that point in time, China was really looking to internationalize its companies, and did so largely through the provision of sovereign loans, which, in many cases involved the use of Chinese companies and the exportation of Chinese goods. And so these very same factors have continued to shape so much of what China is doing, but we're responsible for China's really rapidly expanding footprint in the region, especially from an economic perspective. And we see now, continued interest, whether through the Belt and Road Initiative or the Global Development Initiative or wide-ranging other, areas of interest in South America, Central America, and indeed throughout the Caribbean as well.
Yeah, I mean, China has really signaled an increasing intention towards Latin America in regards to the Belt and Road Initiative. How has it impacted the region, in particular the 20, Latin American countries that have signed on to the deal so far?
It's my sense, that China's been engaging with the region, and especially in the infrastructure realm, even before the Belt and Road Initiative, began sort of its development, or emerged in its most incipient form in 2013. But certainly since 2013, there's been a rather rapid expansion in connectivity enhancing infrastructure development, whether transport related or energy related, or tech and telecommunications related in certain cases, and certainly also a further expansion since the region itself was integrated into the Belt and Road once it became fully global in 2018. The extent to which signing on to the Belt and Road by signing a Belt and Road Memorandum of Understanding has a profound impact on bilateral relations or not really varies on a country by country basis. Some countries derive considerable benefit from signing on and from the various agreements that are signed as a result of that. Others, don't see major changes in the overall bilateral dynamic.
Now, Chinese investment has also flowed to solar and wind projects. What opportunities has green energy provided for both sides?
A lot of Latin American countries are looking to China to provide a lot of the equipment and indeed services and other forms of investment and trade that will be supportive of their transition to a greener energy matrix. And indeed, many Chinese companies are very much involved in making this happen in parts of the region, whether through the provision of things like, electric buses. BYD is a major provider of this in many countries in Latin America, or, solar, wind projects. I think there's a tremendous capacity for more expansion in this area. Certainly China comes to the table with lower costs, with subsidized finance, and so provide certain opportunities for the region that they may not otherwise be able to access in this space. But much also depends on the interests of Chinese companies and their perceptions of risk in certain sectors and industries.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Really appreciate your time. Margaret Myers there, Director of the Asia and Latin American Program at the Inter-American Dialogue. Thank you.